online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Monkey magnets are guaranteed to last 10 years or your money back. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 full house pack per order while supplies last. So order now to keep all your doors and drawers shut tight with monkey magnets.
Call 1-800-519-4810. That's 1-800-519-4810. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-519-4810. Order now.
Everybody, I'm David Zere. You're watching another fabulous edition of Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. I had an incredible week. Last week, I got to spend 3 days on the ground at the White House, filling in for our chief White House correspondent, Brian Glenn. And it was just tremendous. You know, Trump signing executive orders, protecting Americans from debanking because of their political views. Also, Americans will have more options in another executive order as to where they invest their 401k in things like crypto and private equity instruments. And Trump administration is celebrating today, delivering on no tax on Social Security, 90 years of the Social Security system, but they're actually improving it and streamlining it. Social Security operations handling 70% more calls this year over last year, and wait times are reduced by 23%, a 26% reduction on backlog claims, $1 billion in inefficiencies uncovered, and office staff is back to 5 days a week for a lot of locations here. And also, Trump signs this incredible deal with Azerbaijan and Armenia. I've got some great footage for you. I want to get right to our first guest, though. We've had him on a couple of times before. He's very informative. He's the author of Land Rich, Cash Poor, My Family's Hope and the Untold Story of the Disappearing American Farmer. Welcome to the show, Brian Reisinger.
Hey, good to be with you, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to see you again. I always look forward to your insight on what's going on. You know, like we talked about many times, 40,000+ American farms disappear every year. Kids go to college, don't come back to the farm, right? Legacy cost, diammonium phosphate fertilizers up. They got to make hard choices, healthcare, right? You still got all the overhead, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You're describing all the forces that put farms in a situation where they've got higher costs every year, and they may or may not have prices that are going up, but they're certainly not keeping pace. And we need that new era of entrepreneurial opportunity for our farmers so that our family farms can continue forward, feeding our country and shaping so much of our economy and culture as they did for so much of our history. We're at a really crucial point.
Sure. Well, I have like 3 or 4 main topics for you today. One, I want to start out with healthy eating. Farm fresh foods. I wasn't allowed to have junk food growing up a little bit. My kids didn't have junk food really a little bit, right? What are the advantages of eating farm fresh products over the heavily processed foods we have?
Oh, it's incredible. The health benefits are just amazing. There's so many chronic diseases and problems and all kinds of health issues that grow out of our highly processed food industry. That's why part of the reason it's a really exciting time that people care more than ever where their food comes from. And I know that people on the federal level, as well as state and local policy, people are really talking about how do we go about doing this. The flip side, and it's something that's changing, but the flip side is that, that was a whole lot of food for very cheap, right? And part of the reason that we have a chance to change that is not only because people care more about where their food comes from, but because our food system really hasn't been that affordable for the last several years. Since COVID and bird flu and other things, we've seen the way that food prices, even for that big national supply chain with all the cheap food prices have been skyrocketing. And so all of a sudden, that farmer's market down the road is not only healthier and tastier, but also maybe more affordable or as affordable. And along the way, you get the chance to maybe turn around the biggest national crisis we have, which is the disappearance of our farms.
Yeah, and I think without interest rates being lowered, it's going to be a while before things kick in with the Trump economy. In the meantime, it's expensive. But I've seen some food costs go down, especially eggs. And I go shopping. I do the cooking in the house, and I only buy healthy food, right? We're buying escarole, and we're buying greens and collard greens, and it's actually less expensive to buy produce. You don't have to buy all the organic stuff from like Whole Foods at $10 a pound. If you go to your local supermarket and you buy fresh produce, it's cheaper than buying frozen pizzas and fish sticks and all that other stuff, right?
It really is. I mean, first of all, you're doing the Lord's work for your household and your kids to make sure you're making those choices. And it's not easy for Americans to do because so often we're moving fast, we don't think about it. But to your point, it's affordable. And, a lot of the stuff that's listed as organic, it can be big corporate kind of white or green wash, whatever color you want to pick. I mean, is it really different food? It's more expensive. The reality is that what you can do is you can go to grocery stores, buy healthy food. If you find that your grocer is carrying local goods or is willing to, that's great. Lean into that. And then where you can, buy from a farmer's market, buy from a local butcher shop, buy direct from a farmer. We know that you can't get all the food you need from doing that necessarily, but we can have a little bit of mixing and matching. If every consumer takes the kind of steps that you're taking, we can really revolutionize this economy.
Sure. And it goes in along with MAHA, right? Make America Healthy Again. There's no doubt about it. All right. Three quick topics here. I wanted to talk about foreign purchases of land, U.S. land. I know we've spoken about it before. Maybe it's not as much as people think. They think every farm is being bought up by the Chinese and Microsoft and all this other stuff. But it is a lot, and it is a threat, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And part of the thing that makes it such a threat is even though it's a relatively small amount, it's still a significant amount, and it's increasing so rapidly. The Chinese Communist Party has north of 300,000 acres. The amount of acreage owned by foreign countries has gone up by double digits in just 2 years.
Wow.
When you got it going fast, and one of our biggest, if not the biggest adversary in the world is owning a significant amount, something needs to be done about it. And it's actually something that has put enough scare into people where there's been some bipartisan discussion about what to do, which is kind of shocking. See Congress getting both parties talking about something in that way. But it's been a big priority, of course, for conservative Republicans who've wanted to make sure that they guard rural America. So it's an issue that's changing, and it needs to.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's accelerating, and I've seen individual states have taken action about that, right? Have any successfully passed legislation restricting foreign purchases?
That's absolutely right. There are states that have taken steps to go ahead and make sure that they are outlawing it legislatively. One really interesting case was, I believe it was Missouri, that has actually taken legal action against Chinese entities. And that's a really interesting thing. Here's what we need to do. We need state governments and federal governments to be looking at the transparency issue, because so many times there are entities that it's not clear they tie back to China or the Chinese Communist Party. But if we do that, and if we're also working to have strong family farms in this country, I'll tell you what, guys like my dad, try walking up on their porch saying, I'm with the Chinese Communist Party here to buy your farm. Not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I get it. All right, tariffs. Now, the Trump presidency is benefiting farmers and ranchers. You're allowed to sell homegrown beef in the UK. What other are the short-term benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. So the short-term benefits that we're going to be seeing here are, as you said, homegrown beef in the UK, agricultural products to the UK, to Japan, to Indonesia. There's been progress with the EU. It's kind of back and forth. What we're seeing here, Dave, is we're seeing more markets getting opened up, and it is after tough negotiations drawn with hard lines by tariffs, meaning we don't necessarily have to be choosing between the wide open 90s where there's all these open markets, but all kinds of unfair trade standards that were screwing our farmers and our workers, and shutting down trade. We don't have to choose. We can have a world where we're putting family farms first. And my hope is that we can continue having negotiations leading to trade deals after hard lines being drawn, getting those countries in line, because more trade deals that are opening up fair markets and putting family farms first can be a good thing.
Yeah. So there's some short-term pain, though, with the tariffs. I'm in building for about 40 years. I have builders coming to me saying their costs are up 6-7%. But the long-term gain will outweigh that, I believe. Same for farmers?
Yeah, you're touching on an important issue for farmers. They face the same thing you're talking about with builders, where they've got, different products that they need to produce that are going to be a little more expensive. The other thing is we got to make sure that our farmers don't have the tariff situation spin out of control where there's foreign retaliation, making it harder for them to sell into foreign markets. So short term, there could be some challenges around that and increasing costs. Long term, if we make more deals and those deals are tougher and more fair to America, we can open up more markets and it doesn't have to come at the expense of the agreements being unfair to our farmers. So short-term pain in those two ways, but the hope is that we can strike some deals that are negotiated better along the way.
Okay, so you've got a paperback version coming out of author of Land Rich, Cash Poor, My Family's Hope and the Untold Story of the Disappearing American Farmer. When is it coming out and where can people follow you?
Absolutely. We're very grateful. Paperback is coming out September 2nd. People can find it on Amazon, anywhere else they have books online, also independent bookstores across the country. And we've had a great run. People can find me at my website, www.brian-reisinger.com. That's Brian, Brian -Reisinger, REISINGER.com.
All right, Brian, I always appreciate your a wealth of knowledge, and thank you for coming on Breaking Point today, and our audience will go out and get your book. Thank you so much.
Thanks for shedding light on these issues, Dave. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, when we come back, we've got a great show ahead for you. I've got White House footage from the Purple Heart ceremony. I got an interview with an Afghan legal immigrant Uber driver who loves America, who has worked with the U.S. military in Afghanistan, and the Armenian Azerbaijani deal that Trump signed. It's really epic. Don't go anywhere. We got more when we come back, and now we're going to bring you a message from Birch Gold.
As countries have walked away in the past few years from the U.S. dollar, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, diversify into gold, into Birch Gold. And for over 5,000 years, gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, and stock market crashes. And the great news is you can still get it. In fact, you can own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious metals. And all you got to do is text the word America to 989898 to claim your free info kit on gold. With 20 years experience converting IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs, Birch Gold can help you protect yourself with gold today by texting the word America to 989898 with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. Secure your future with gold. Start today with a free info kit. Again, there's no obligation. Check it out. Make the request. Just text the word America to 989898. Don't go anywhere. We have more great stuff on Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News.
To avoid digital threats, just turn on NordVPN. Improve your protection against trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. Get the deal now.
Your social security number is the key to your identity. Good thing it's completely random and impossible to guess, right? Think again. The first 5 numbers are based off of publicly available information, and you're asked for the last 4 all the time. It only takes a single vulnerability at your bank, hospital, or employer for criminals to gain access to the last 4 digits, putting you and your financial future at risk. If you're a victim of identity theft, LifeLock will step in and fix it so you don't have to, guaranteed. Our dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialists handle your case from start to finish. They contact institutions on your behalf, dispute fraudulent charges, and more. In fact, we're so confident that restoration is guaranteed. Plus, LifeLock offers the $1 Million Protection Package with coverage up to $3 million. Call 1-800-895-4819 or visit lifelock.com/TV1 to get 35% off your first year. Enroll now.
US Med, a trusted supplier of diabetes equipment for nearly 30 years, has great news for people living with diabetes and the pain of regular testing. New Medicare and private insurance guidelines have expanded coverage for continuous glucose monitors, even for people not using insulin. The days of repeated, painful finger sticks are over. Now you can wear a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, and eliminate routine finger sticks. US Med has the newest models of CGM, which are more accurate and convenient than ever. CGMs are shown to lower your A1C, increase your time in range, and reduce the risk of hypoglycemic events. Shipping is free, and will even bill your insurer directly. Don't spend one more painful day testing your blood sugar. Call now to get your continuous glucose monitoring system so you can take control of your diabetes and get back to enjoying life.
Call US Med now.
Thinking about travel? Think AMAC. AMAC members have access to special money-saving discounts on hotels, car rentals, cruises, and more, so you can save money on every adventure. But that's not all AMAC has to offer. AMAC is America's leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization, guided by the principles of faith, family, and freedom. So when it comes to saving money on travel and so much more, think AMAC.
The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath & Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie-cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need, and discounts for seniors and military.
Hey, welcome back to Breaking Point. Thank you for joining the RAV family. Download the Real America's Voice News app on your phone. Follow me on social media at Dave Zere on X, at David Zere on Facebook, on Getter, on Truth Social, and David W. Zere on Insta. I'm at Dave Zere on TikTok, but I don't like it. And they took away my account. I didn't even do anything wrong. You know, so anyway, I was at the White House last week for Real America's Voice News, filling in for Brian Glenn. Really just an incredible experience there. Trump has so much pride in the White House. I remember Matt Drudge and the Drudge Manifesto in 2000 was talking about how crappy the White House was when he was there under Bill Clinton. It was run down. But I want to show you this clip from the Purple Heart ceremony I covered in the White House East Room.
At the Purple Heart ceremony.
Yeah, if this meeting with Putin doesn't happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Please. Nice crowd. We hear a young, beautiful voice in the background, and that's good. That makes us all feel young. I want to thank everybody for being here on 200th day in office. This is 200 days already. Time flies. But we have a country that's the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. A year ago, it was in a lot of trouble. The hottest country, and a lot of the people in this room made it that way. Perhaps the most successful and consequential first 200 days, they say, in our administration in history. So let's hope they keep saying it. There they are right there. I hope they keep saying it. But even more importantly, this is also National Purple Heart Day, and we're here to honor and celebrate the unyielding patriotism and grit and devotion to America's Purple Heart veterans is great emotion and great love. The Purple Heart dates back to August 7th, 1782. That's a long time, when General George Washington awarded a heart-shaped purple cloth to 3 soldiers for outstanding gallantry and service in battle. This afternoon, we're joined by dozens of Purple Heart recipients and their families, and just as General Washington did 243 years ago, today we give our everlasting thanks to you and your unbelievable families. We want to thank you very much for being here. And that is not done by an auto pen.
Trump banging out peace deals all over. How could he not get the Nobel Peace Prize? I was there on the ground at the White House for Real America's Voice News for the Armenian Azerbaijani trilateral peace deal with the U.S. that opens up a trade corridor between Armenia and Azerbaijan for railroads, for oil and gas, for fiber optics and trade heading west to Turkey and east to the South Caucasus. It's a big deal. Check out the arrival ceremony that our U.S. military puts on for these foreign emissaries.
This is the real one.
One of my favorite things about being with Rav is being in Ubers all around the country. This guy is an Afghan legal immigrant who worked with the U.S. military as a police officer in Afghanistan. He loves America. Check it out. What kind of jobs?
In management and finance, IT.
Yeah.
My mind.
Did your family come here with you?
Yeah, my wife, my 4 kids.
Oh, wow, it's exciting.
2 kids born here, 2 born in Afghanistan.
Did you work with the U.S. military at all? Or?
I worked there, yeah. I was police officer in my life.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, a lot of Afghanis worked alongside American troops. Well, that's great. It's the American dream, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like America?
Yeah, well, the people here who are spoiled don't like America.
To be honest, we know the value of peace. This is the best country for us. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people come from all over and.
Yeah, like different people, different cultures, different society, new experience.
Yeah.
Schools. Great schools for kids, for family, for the future, bright future.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the things.
Yeah, I was in Moscow in 86, and I saw the bread lines and the food lines.
86?
Yeah, when it was still communist, it was brutal.
Oh.
Right after they invaded Afghanistan, about 7 years after.
I born in 86.
Oh, wow. I'm old. You're young.
You're young, too.
I was born in 70.
You're young, too.
What's your name?
My name is Zahidullah.
Zahidullah?
Yeah.
I'm David.
Crazy. Nice to meet you, David. This Uber was so nice for me that I visit like different people, different friends. I make a lot of friends. It is good experience, but I hope I will get into this job.
Yeah, well, you got to be patient, right? It takes a long time.
That's true.
It takes a long time,
Yeah.
I was married for 8 years before I could buy a house.
I can speak like 5 languages.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You speak like Urdu and Farsi and
Urdu, Farsi, Pashto, Hindi.
Pashto and Hindi, wow.
And English, I don't know how is my English.
Wow. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, people. That's the difference in the United States. When you travel, everybody speaks English, but here, people don't speak foreign languages.
That's true. Like my daughter, my wife, they can speak like 3 languages complete.
That's awesome.
As a politician, to be honest, in our back home, the thing that we had like more than 100 years, like so lazy politician, you know.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
I studied there. I got my bachelor degree, so I studied there for 4 years, and in militaries and bases like academy police. So yeah.
Wow.
But everything gone.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you got a new life here, right?
Yeah, this is new life, new major, new things, everything, you know, different.
Well, I wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. Don't go anywhere.
I'm so excited to have Maria from switch2usa.com with us. Switch, the number 2usa.com. She's been a longtime supporter of the show, and we're so grateful. Maria, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me, David. And I'm very excited to be here and let everyone know what's been going on.
Yeah, so tell us about Switch to USA, American-made products by American factory workers.
This is an extraordinary time for all of us to be in this mission. The mission is not only MAGA, but MAHA, right? And we've been in this business for maybe 3.5, 4 years. Some of us maybe longer. We are an American manufacturer. We did the deep dive. We found an American manufacturer that's been doing business for 40 years. And it's a discount club membership. So you get between 45 and 47% off when you shop monthly. It's all wellness products, cleaning, laundry, toothpaste, mouthwash, the basic essentials for every American. So I always say, if you have skin and hair and teeth, this is where you need to be. This is a mission where we can defund the BlackRock and the pyramid scheme that's BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And this is an American-owned, made in America manufacturer. They're all processed here in the USA, manufactured here in the USA. Everything is door delivered, including our ranch. We have a ranch, and everything is USA processed right here from our ranch. They have a processing center.
All right. Tell our viewers how they can get involved and how do they find you.
Oh, please come to Switch, the number 2usa.com. Either myself or my family and team will answer your call. Please schedule an appointment. So expect to hear about the details. You get to pick and choose if you want beef or wellness or both. We'll sign you up and expect to shop with us on the very first time. And then every month thereafter, you get to shop all by yourself. And remember, this is a patriot mission. And we're so grateful that we get to build America.
All right, Maria Lynn, love to see you. And go to the bottom of the screen there, switch2usa.com, and get it today. Thank you.
When surprise breakdowns happen, American Home Shield will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers flexible and affordable plans for every home. Sign up today and get 50% off. Visit ahs.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS for this limited time offer.
US Med, a trusted supplier of diabetes equipment for nearly 30 years, has great news for people living with diabetes and the pain of regular testing. New Medicare and private insurance guidelines have expanded coverage for continuous glucose monitors, even for people not using insulin. The days of repeated, painful finger sticks are over. Now you can wear a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, and eliminate routine finger sticks. US Med has the newest models of CGM, which are more accurate and convenient than ever. CGMs are shown to lower your A1C, increase your time in range, and reduce the risk of hypoglycemic events. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurer directly. Don't spend one more painful day testing your blood sugar. Call now to get your continuous glucose monitoring system so you can take control of your diabetes and get back to enjoying life.
Call US Med now.
Don't you hate that dirty old hose? It kinks, splits, and it always leaks. And it's way too heavy to carry around. It's time to get the brand new pocket hose Copperhead. Just turn on the water and watch it grow to a full-size hose. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the new pocket pivot swivels 360 degrees. Just connect to the spigot and watch it pivot. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-size hose. And it makes it easy to carry and put away. Call or go online now to get the super light 25-foot pocket hose Copperhead today for only $29.99. Order right now and get our 10-pattern thumb drive spray nozzle free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. There is a strict limit of 3 per order, so don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-956-8517 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-956-8517 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call for your free writer's guide, 800-319-0257, or scan the QR code now.
You know, I pressed Donald Trump at the Harlem Bodega in 2024 on the second day of his criminal trial. After the trial, we went up with the Trump motorcade, and I got to ask Trump a question about what is he going to do to fix the crime in the inner cities, including Washington, D.C. Trump has put his money where his mouth is on his campaign promises to clean up America's cities. And it's really important because what's going on in D.C., yeah, crime numbers are down a little bit in a lot of categories over last year, but it doesn't mean anything, because the crimes are so heinous and so vile. Do you know that 56% of the 330 carjackers that were arrested since 2023 are under 18 years old, going all the way down to 12 years of age? And like 72% of the carjackings are done with a gun. And you know, 83% of the carjackers live in DC limits. So this is out of control. And these crimes aren't just in Anacostia and across the Anacostia River in southeast D.C. Do you know Capitol Hill is the second highest crime rate out of the 8 major neighborhoods of Washington, D.C.? You know, these carjackings, if you look at the carjacking map, most of them take place, at least half of them take place downtown, northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest Washington, D.C., in and around the White House and the Capitol. So they got to fix it. I think Trump will do a lot to do that. So much going on inside Iran, maybe poised for a takeover, not a U.S.-led takeover, not a U.S. military-funded takeover. There is an organic operation on the ground through the MEK, which is under the guise, they're the Mujahideen, and they were replaced. They led the revolution in '79, but the supreme leaders and the clerics stole it and hijacked it from them because the Shah killed a lot of the MEK and the resistance and jailed a lot of them. So there was nobody to fill the void after the revolution in '79. It's a very complicated issue. And now you have possibly Israel, Saudi Arabia, and elements in the U.S. pushing for the son of the Shah, Reza Pahlavi, to take over if there is a new regime in Iran. But I don't know if the people of Iran want that. And the NCRI, the National Council of the Resistance of Iran, I sat down with Ali Jafarzadeh in Washington, D.C. at a press conference last week. So much information coming out. And maybe Miriam Rajavi, who's the government in exile in France, should be the one to take over in Iran because, you know, the son of the Shah hasn't done anything on the ground really inside Iran to ferment revolution. And the problem over there is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard owns like half of the assets. They own the oil and gas. They own the communications industry. They shut down the revolt in 2018 when prices of chicken doubled and fuel doubled and tripled. They also shut down the resistance in 2023. Maybe we got to drop 10,000 Starlinks on Iran so they can communicate outside of their infrastructure. But This interview was really good with Ali Reza. He puts a lot in perspective, and they've identified the intelligence services inside Iran and the top 25 people in newly found classified docs that they've received. And watch my interview with Ali Reza. He's very knowledgeable. An incredible day here in Washington, D.C. With Ali Reza Jafarzadeh, who's the U.S. representative of the National Council of the Resistance of Iran. Great press conference today. Tell us about it.
Well, this press conference, we showed the world that the terror network of the Iranian regime has been operational, has been expanding. It is controlled on the top by the supreme leader. But the Ministry of Intelligence of the regime, which is the most secretive agency of the regime, we know even less about that than the nuclear program, has been extensively involved with the coordination with the Revolutionary Guards, with the Quds Force, and using the diplomatic missions like the foreign ministry and their embassies to carry out terror plots in a very sophisticated way, not just relying on their own people, but also hiring criminal gangs
and foreign
mercenaries and others who they have been, working on building relationship, employing them over the years, and now is the time that they're using it. So we show the complete picture that was not known until today about the terror network of the regime, that how they operate, including in the United States.
And you obtained through classified documents the top 25 in the Ministry of Intelligence Services in Iran, correct?
Absolutely, and these were the people who were hidden. No one knew anything about them. If you look everywhere, there's not detailed information. Who are the players in the Ministry of Intelligence? And we obtained this classified information, which we released today, that showed that and gave a complete picture about the hierarchy and how they operate.
Tell us about the July 31st directive that the U.S. and 13 other countries put out, talking about Iranian threats and international terrorism sponsored by Iran.
Well, as far as I know, this is the first of its kind of a joint statement by the United States and a whole host of European nations who talk about terrorism in their territory, but pinpoint the Iranian regime as being the party behind it, that the threat against their territories has actually increased.
So is there increased chatter? What's the timing of this, being that we're coming off the 12-day war?
I think, keep in mind that the European nations were heavily involved in concessions to Tehran in appeasement policy. They would not criticize the regime to the contrary. Every time there was a terror plot by the regime on their soil, they would close their eyes or, send their terrorists back to Iran and all of that. Now this is a big change. I think the world has realized the vulnerability of the regime, but their danger. When you are weak, when you are desperate, you become dangerous, and they feel it.
Yeah, executing an alleged Israeli spy the other day, 2 MEK members, the Resistance, which is under the umbrella of the NCRI, your group, executing 2 of them, and maybe 5 others just in the last few weeks, right?
Actually, the regime has gotten so desperate that they feel that unless they target those who want to bring about change in Iran, namely the MEK, because they have a network in Iran, they executed 2 of their members. There are 15 other who are on death row now, who belong to the same network, but they're also going after other political prisoners. They want to create this fear among the population, but none of those things are going to work because this regime was on display that they're vulnerable, they're weak, and they're not 10 feet tall.
On July 4th, the Tehran Friday prayer leader called for the assassination of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Also, the Supreme Leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, has a website with a video of Trump being assassinated. And also 2,000 clerics across Iran have reiterated that. What's going on?
Well, these are signs of a desperate regime. The regime built its existence on anti-Americanism, and foreign threats. In every Friday prayer that is orchestrated by the regime, there are 3 chants in those Friday prayers: death to America, death to Israel, death to the MEK.
Yeah.
So they're trying to step up their threats against the United States, but honestly, this is too late.
Okay, my last question. Why is the National Council of the Resistance of Iran a better choice, along with Maryam Rajavi, the government in exile since the 79 uprising, right? Why are they a better choice, say, than Reza Pahlavi, the son of the Shah, for the people of Iran, if there was a regime change?
Well, first of all, the question is who is going to change the regime to begin with. Mrs. Rajavi and the NCRI, with their network inside Iran, have been committed for the past 46 years of fighting the regime. They are the ones who have been the main victims of repression in Iran. Just in summer of 1988, 30,000 of their members were executed. They are the ones who exposed all the major nuclear sites of Iran, their terror operations. They act as the engine for change in Iran. Right now, they are the ones who have most of the political prisoners. They are the ones who are offering an alternative point of view to the people of Iran, that Iran is not about dictatorship, like monarchy before, or theocracy. Iran is about going forward for the future, separation of religion and state, gender equality, freedom of religion, a non-nuclear Iran, a republic form of government where the vote of the people counts. That's why Mrs. Rajavi's platform for the future of Iran has gained the support of 4,000 parliamentarians around the world. In Europe, in the United States, House majority. Okay. And those who talk about return to the dictatorship of the Shah, they are actually helping the regime to stay in power, because first of all, that's not going to happen. And then, by bringing this up, they create this impression that as though the people who are protesting against the mullahs want to go back to another form of dictatorship that ruled them before. It's not about that. It's about the future. That's why those ideas actually help the regime to stay in power.
All right. Ali Jafarzadeh from the National Council of the Resistance of Iran. I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for the press conference.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
This is really important. And that Armenian-Azerbaijani trade deal is also being affected by Iran, Azerbaijan sits just above Iran, and our Iranian military forces were doing practice drills on interfering in that 20-mile strip that Trump helped negotiate back to belong to Azerbaijan. It sits like an island inside Armenia. So you have Azerbaijan, and then you've got Armenia, and then you've got another strip that's also belongs to Azerbaijan, but it's landlocked blocked off by Armenia. This opens that whole corridor up, but Iran is threatening that. I hope they don't do something stupid. Or maybe we do, because you want to talk about regime change. I think that'll come quickly if they pull any antics. But the people on the ground in Iran deserve a better way of life and a better government. Watch Breaking Point Saturdays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Download the Real America's Voice News app today.
Sometimes business travel takes you to London, Paris, New York, Rome, Beijing, or Hawaii. And sometimes to Palawan, Mimaropa. Here at Book a Limo, we think globally. We think business, your business. It doesn't matter where you go. No place is too far. We're there for you.
What's your destination? Book a Limo. Any car, anywhere.
Do you suffer in pain? Are you stiff, tense, or less active than before? Introducing the EasyWell Remedy Massage System that combines the incredible effects of vibrational therapy, targeted deep tissue shiatsu massage, plus soothing infrared heat. A triple fusion of therapeutic experiences. Full body vibrational therapy increases blood circulation and reduces inflammation. Look at these beads moving from the powerful vibrational motors.
It's like 1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-693-3440 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-693-3440 or visit duckback.com now.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is perfect cook technology for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system, all for just $39.99. Order now.
Welcome back. You are watching Breaking Point on Real America's Voice News. Somebody told me I look like I'm in Miami Vice today. I said I'm Brooklyn meets Miami. Welcome to the show. We had a great show today. Footage from the White House, my coverage last week. I'll be back on the ground in the White House in about 2 weeks. So much going on down there. Every day is electric. We're in a special time in our history. And I shared some of that special time on the ground in South Carolina for the primary last year and for the previous election in 2020 and the presidential election, of course, in 2024. Trump took South Carolina, but they got a great governor. And they've got an even better lieutenant governor, Pam Evette, the lieutenant governor of the great state of South Carolina, and running for governor next year. How are you, Pam?
I'm great, David. It's great to see you again.
It's always great to see you. I love South Carolina and, spent a lot of time down there. My family had a house in the 80s in Hilton Head in Sea Pines Plantation.
That's
beautiful, but we lost it in the recession.
Well, that's not a good thing.
No, but there is no recession now, and South Carolina has been doing really well. Places like Greenville, high-tech areas, manufacturing. Tell us about it.
Yes, South Carolina is booming. It's growing. U-Haul has ranked us the #1 state for U-Haul drop-offs. And so that says a lot about what the governor and I have accomplished over the last 7 years, really focusing on growing business here in South Carolina, making sure we stay a very conservative red state, standing behind our law enforcement, really backing the blue is what we have done to keep South Carolinians safe. And let's face it, David, when people are looking to where they can move anywhere in the country, they want to be safe. And so we've continued to do that, making sure we gave the largest pay increases to law enforcement in our state's history. Also cutting taxes. The president has led the way with DOGE and making sure that we keep more money in people's pockets. And during our administration, the governor and I have given South Carolinians the biggest tax cuts in our state's history. And that has been an amazing thing for everybody moving here. Not to mention, we love our veterans. And so passed into law the fact that there is 0 state income tax on veterans' pensions here in South Carolina. So we have so many things to be proud for and excited about that people can't seem to stay away from South Carolina, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, and I got to say, I spent almost as much time looking for good shrimp and grits down there because I love that and all the different areas. as I did covering the campaigns, and I really had a wonderful time on the campaign trail. Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Trump rally, just off the hook. Primary day, people came out for Donald Trump. You were there on the fairgrounds that day. You were at Trump's side throughout the race. But now you have a governor's race and somewhat of a crowded primary field. Let's see, do you have Nancy Mason there? You have Alan Wilson. Anyone else? Ralph Norman? What's the status?
So, I think it's a great race. Everybody that you just mentioned, they're career politicians. David, I'm a business person. I'm a conservative business person. I'm a mother of three. I'm a woman of faith. And that sets me apart from the pack. Also, I'm the only person, as you mentioned, President Trump in South Carolina being such a pro-President Trump state. I'm the only candidate that has stood beside the president from day one. When it wasn't even, I wasn't even in politics. So this was something that I did when I was a business owner, because I knew we needed President Trump in the White House. And in January of 23, when the president came to announce his candidacy right here in Columbia, look at all the people that have thrown their hat in the race. I'm the only one that was standing next to him that day. And so, I think I distinguished myself from the pack a lot. And the next, from now until June of 26, I'm going to work hard to let the people of South Carolina know why it's so important to have a businesswoman and why it is so important to have somebody who has stood beside the president.
Yes, and at least one congressman in the primary race did not stand by the president the whole time, right? Okay, you have a new tour, Keep South Carolina Great Again. What is that?
So basically getting out, since I've been Lieutenant Governor, David, I've traveled the state to hear what the people of South Carolina think are important. And so what this does is just continues that tour. I want people to come out. I want them to tell me what we're doing good. I want them to tell me what we need to do better on. And those are the things I want people to get to know me. I think, it means a lot when people can shake your hand. And some of the best political advice I've gotten over the years is when you see somebody shake their hand, hear their thoughts, and ask them for their vote. And so that's exactly what this tour is going to do. And I'm excited to continue my movement around the state and connecting with South Carolinians.
When I talk to people, I'm from New York. Don't hold it against me. New York and New Jersey, Connecticut, New Hampshire, other places, they're coming to South Carolina. I have a daughter who's a senior, drove back yesterday to Columbia, and all the kids she goes to school with are from up here, and all thinking about relocating. You got to lower taxes. My brother-in-law lives outside of Greenville. I think he only pays like $3,000 a year in taxes on a 4-bedroom colonial. That house would be $17,000 on Long Island.
Well, that's exactly right. And just imagine how excited we are to join the ranks of Florida, Texas, and Tennessee. When I'm governor, I'll continue that fight. The governor and I together have had the largest tax cut in our state's history, but we're not going to stop here. When I'm governor, we're going to make sure South Carolina has 0 state income tax. If other states can do it, we can. And we're going to do that by running efficiently, by taking President Trump's idea of DOGE, bringing it right here to South Carolina, and making sure that we're doing everything we can to be efficient and put every dime we can back into the pockets of hardworking South Carolinians.
Right. So crime is on everybody's mind. New York, unbelievable what's going on. A 17-year-old shot 3 people in Times Square. A 15-year-old stabbed a 14-year-old on a playground the other day. D.C. is 6 times the murder rate. Albuquerque, out of control. Democrats asking for help from the president with National Guard requests. St. Louis, number 1, New Orleans, Memphis. What's the situation with crime in South Carolina? Not as bad as some of those other states, right?
First and foremost, thank you to President Trump for taking over Washington, D.C. I spend time going back and forth to Washington. My husband and I, when the president announced his candidacy at the White House for the 2020 election, we were surrounded by a mob leaving the White House. So thank you to President Trump, first and foremost, for cleaning up our capital city and making it friendly again, for not just sending our children and us going to visit, but for people from all over the world. world that want to see the beauty of Washington, D.C. Here in South Carolina, the governor and I, like I said, have always taken law enforcement as a friend and done everything we could to help them. I have always said, if you're a law enforcement officer anywhere in the country and you're not happy, we want you right here in South Carolina. We made sure we banned sanctuary cities. We do not have any sanctuary cities here in South Carolina. We were very early to the game to pull that trigger. And we are working hand in glove with ICE and our federal partners to make sure that dangerous illegals have no spot here in South Carolina. I have been very vocal about my passion in helping Secretary Noem by putting in a palmetto pen. If we can do something to help get dangerous illegals out of our country, we're going to do it here in South Carolina, and we're going to work hand in glove with the Trump administration because, they really, this is something the president ran on, David. And the American people gave him a mandate to close our borders and get rid of dangerous illegals. And that's what he's doing. And as Republican governors in red states, we need to stand by him and do all we can.
Yes, I know that South Carolina law enforcement and McMaster and your administration were early to the game, and the media was all over you guys, cooperating with ICE and everything. That's interesting. And by the way, I have Michael Letts on the show often from SLED, right, and the chaplain to South Carolina Police, and so we lean on him for some crime stats nationwide and stuff. Tell us about one or two other issues quickly going on in South Carolina. And also, USC has a great football team this year again, the Gamecocks.
Yeah, well, we are all gearing up. If you're from the South, Friday or Saturday afternoons in South Carolina is all about football. So we're excited about that. Really excited about the growth we have here. Century Aluminum, thank you once again to President Trump for putting American businesses and American workers first once again on the global scene. And Century Aluminum announcing a really big investment here in South Carolina. Thank you again to the president. That is doing a lot to continue to build South Carolina's economy. And we have had amazing record growth here year after year. The big thing now is to continue to give parents the power that they so need. We were one of the first states to make a law that biological men could not play in women's sports. We're going to continue our work to make sure that parents have all the control over their children, that we're keeping bureaucrats out of their homes. And as a mom of three myself, I just sent my baby off to college. It's been a hard week, David. You know how hard that is when you send the last one out. But it's made me even more passionate and emboldened about making sure that we keep our kids safe and that we keep dangerous predators away from them. And so, here in South Carolina, we've passed a lot of great laws in the last year, and we'll continue to do that. We're going to make sure that if you come to our state, you're never going to have to worry about a biological male being in your daughter's body.
Well, that's really great. Pam, we have about 15 seconds. Tell our viewers where they can follow you and get involved.
David, thank you. We have had a great movement in this campaign so far. Go to PamelaEvette.com, volunteer, donate. It is going to be an amazing race. I'm going to be excited to be the next governor of South Carolina.
All right. It's going to be a busy season next year, primary in June, election in November. I wish you the best of luck, and we'll have you back on.
Thanks so much, David. I look forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Everybody, thank you for watching today. We'll see you next time.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-944-4512. That's 1-800-944-4512. Or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-944-4512 now.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-519-4389. That's 1-800-519-4389.